they did was take what was ours, switch up the design by cutting off the capstone to the pyramid, which is our consciousness. Removed it from the temple. The crescent moon and star took off Islam. They put the Roman numerals down there. That right there in Roman numerals used to be our self-law and master, internal self-law and management. You put the Roman numerals together mathematically, it spells out 1774. Novus Ordo Seclorum, New World Order. This is why the Prophet Noble Drew Ali said, go back to that state of mind of your ancient foremothers and forefathers.
Oh, no, they didn't put an actual fucking rat on my stick and serve it up to me. Look at that. Look at the fucking nose.
Some car thieves use relay devices to copy a key fob signal, allowing them to drive off with your car without the keys even being in them. Protect your car with a Faraday pouch, which are lined with materials that actually block the keys signal.
This is an absolute lifesaver for people who have to bend down or lay down to work. Follow here for more tech videos. This is called the human hoist. It can lift or lower a person to any angle in 10-degree increments.
Random Amazon finds it just slap. This gadget can provide up to 16 hours of warmth to one hand and separates to keep both hands nice and toasty all winter long. It has 4 levels of heat up to 145 degrees, a strong magnet so you can snap them into one, and the best part is, you can even charge 2 phones at the same time.
If you're ever traveling, make sure you guys are aware. A lot of people I see travel with locks on their suitcases, special combinations, but with just a pen, you are actually able to.
Did you know? Eating banana flour slows down your aging process. It is great for people in their 40s and beyond. Did you know? Eating banana flour slows down your aging process. It is great for people in their 40s and beyond. It delays skin aging as well as the aging of body organs. Say goodbye to wrinkles the healthier way.
This is the world's most expensive spice, and I just grew it in my garden. This is saffron.
It's been cultivated for...
If your skin's been breaking out or looking more dull than usual, this pomelo tea should help. In Chinese medicine, pomelos are prized for their abilities to balance the skin, lungs, stomach, and spleen, and is the perfect fruit to revitalize skin, clear coughs, headaches, and more. To make it, you just need pomelo, some unprocessed sugar, and honey. To remove the bitterness, make sure to boil the skin for 5 minutes first, and remove as much of the white tendons from the flesh as possible.
It's funny how I told my last chef I'll be back in a week, but now it's been a month.
We haven't done something like this before. It is a driveway out of what we call eco blocks.
Have you ever had fruit that tastes like cake? This is Canistel, also known as egg fruit, because it looks like egg yolk inside.
Here's an Amazon must-have and gift idea for people that pack their own lunch. This lunchbox comes with a power cord and one for your car so you can quickly heat up your food wherever you are. Just turn it on, open the steam vent, and your food will be hot and ready in minutes.
Yeah, baby,
we ever talk about the contriba, aka the duck, give you a proper clean out, shit, the whole day shit, flush out, whole entire body. Your skin, it make you sweat, whole heap of mucus coming out of the nose.
nothing like I've ever seen, it's just a thing of beauty.
Okay, we're gonna try this thing we saw on TikTok. They said if you push these buttons at the same time, it'll let you preset your prepay, so you don't have to go in and ask for 20 on whatever. So let's see.
This is the aki fruit. It's got a lot of hype around it that it's toxic. You can eat the fruit raw or cooked. You don't want to open the fruit, force it open. You got to wait till it's yawning. This is called yawning. At that point you can pull it open, pull the fruit out without letting this pink part stay in it. You want that to come out. You want to open it, see if there's any pink left in there.
So the pink and the seeds are poisonous.
Yes, avoid
until cooked.
Isn't talked about enough. So here's some of the best ways to reverse tooth decay. Let's get it. It's through oil pulling. Next up on the list is cloves, which is right here. So cloves are one of the oldest remedies to treat toothache. So cloves can treat both pain of a cavity and also restore tooth enamel. And combining clove oil with coconut oil during the oil pulling phase, this is like key essential when it comes to reversing tooth decay.
And that's the strawberry guava. And I'm not exaggerating when I say prolific. This is the second fruiting this year.
I know a lot of y'all probably don't know better, so I'm finna put you on, dog. If you ever order crab and it's got that shit on it, right? Those are parasites. Throw that shit in the garbage, dude.
Shared pictures of a cyst in her underarm.
I better not see a single one of my followers complain about Dove deodorant when I have been telling you about this.
I waited 2 years for Stapelia gigantea to bloom, and I knew the blooms were going to smell like rotting meat, and I knew they were going to attract flies. But I was not prepared for the flies filling the flowers with maggots.
He wanna fuck with her. Tell me to pull up with her. He can't get enough of her. Damn. What? He wanna fuck with.
I just wanted to say happy birthday to such an icon. You are great. You deserve everything good.
Baby, you such a vibe. Baby, you my type.
Grandma used to use pine needles to make Sprite. She would wash and dry the pine needles I collected, put them in a flip-top bottle, add as much sugar as I wanted. Lastly, fill the bottle with water, cover the lid, and leave the bottle by a window for 3 days. It has been 3 days. Ooh!
What the bubbles?
I didn't expect so many bubbles.
Lately I have desperately pondered, spending my nights awake, and I wonder what I could have done in another way.
There's a Harvard professor who's convinced an alien spacecraft flew by our planet in 2017, and I'll explain why. Do you guys remember that space debris that passed through our solar system in 2017 called Oumuamua? Well, it was the first interstellar object ever observed, which means it came from outside of our solar system, which made up of Earth-like particles like carbon and things like that, which is likely because it was launched from a planet like Earth. Whenever a star exploded, collected while it was passing through our solar system, it appeared to accelerate on its own and follow a trajectory that made it easy to leave our solar system. Many people are convinced that it was aliens that passed through to watch us. I have no idea what to think, but
can it also change face shape?
Yeah, so there's a wild book called Jaws, A Hidden Epidemic by colleagues of mine at Stanford. There's one case of this young girl who she got a pet hamster, I think it was, got a allergy to the hamster, and literally took this beautiful young girl, and her face just starts aging at a rapid rate. They get rid of the hamster, she goes back to nasal breathing. They do a little encouragement of nasal breathing using the mouth closure thing at night, do a little bit of medical tape, and like these beautiful, almost like model-esque features come back in this girl. Jaw shape and the clear to the nasal passages, and this was known in the 1800s. There was a book called Shut Your Mouth by a British doctor who talked about the fact that people who...
2010, the honeybees in Red Hook, New York started turning red and producing bright red honey, and nobody knew why. Bees had been drinking the bright red syrup from the maraschino cherry factory across town.
Rarest Things in the World, Part 23. A restaurant in Bangkok has been continuously cooking and serving from the same soup for over 45 years. Known as Perpetual Stew, new ingredients are added every day to continuously evolve the flavor over time. As a result, the Indonesian volcano of Kawah Ijen is the only volcano in the world with blue lava.
Put y'all on game real quick. This works for iPhone or Android. Type this in and press call. If you see any of this, if it says disabled, your phone being tampered with. You need to call your local phone carrier and let them know, hey, my phone being tampered with.
You think you understand political parties? You're all full of crap. You don't know what the Illuminati is. If you're Republican or you're Democrat, you're wrong! Why? It's this easy. It's called divide and conquer. That's why there's two parties and only two. And they're controlled by the same people at the very top who belong to the Council on Foreign Relations, the Bilderberger Group. They also belong to the Trilateral Commission, and you people don't even know what the hell that is. But if you did know, you would know that these are the people that control your world by making global policies that you never vote on, and by which parties both serve and belong to these organizations and control your world. Now, Here's how it works. Really easy. Divide and conquer can only work if the people that are divided are not aware of the falsely created division. If you're not aware of it, then it works. If you know about it, then it don't work.
Asked to make himself look black, causing an innocent man to go to jail. This is bank robber Konrad Zderak from Ohio. He robbed various banks wearing a super realistic black face mask. He bought the mask from The mask was so realistic, an innocent man was the wrongly accused man's mother thought it was him in the photos. After his girlfriend found the mask. His girlfriend found the mask and lots of cash in his wardrobe. After seeing the reports of the robberies on the news, she called the police. So Conrad's girlfriend snitched on him, but
you've made your heater with the 2 cans, the dirt, the cotton balls, and the alcohol. How do you trap this heat to stay in your rooms? I want you to be ready. This is what we do. You take a clay pot, any clay pot, place it over the top of the flame on 2 bricks that have been covered with aluminum foil, a quarter over the top. Your pot will heat up. It will heat the whole room.
Water does not mean that you're hydrated. You want that cellular hydration, hydrating those cells. And the way that you can get that is by adding electrolytes to your water. A few that I like are Element, Ultima, or even better, you can just take Celtic sea salt or sea salt and add that to your water.
Before you begin to laugh, yes, there are insect drones. These are some prototypes. The technology is so far advanced now.
Vegetables that are man-made, part 2. Watch the full video because last on the list is everybody's favorite fruit. Number 1 is watermelon. As generations selectively planted seeds from fruits that were larger and tastier, they created the sweet red watermelon that we know today. It was South Africa and looked a lot more like this painting. It didn't have as much flesh and wasn't nearly as sweet. Australian chemist James Kennedy said it may be the most unnatural fruit in the world. Number 2 is carrots, which didn't always look like the ones we know and love. Well, some of us. Today's common carrot is orange. However, the original color of carrots is purple. Carrots were originally planted for their leaves and seeds. That's when they looked a lot like this and are called wild carrots or Daucus carota. And number 3 is apples. Its ancestors look pretty much like what we see in grocery stores today. Back in the day, they weren't nearly as sweet.
So this is the flour that we used to always get, man, your all-purpose flour, but then you see right here where it say bleached enriched flour. Now, I didn't know what enriched was, so it's a process where the nutrients are stripped from the grain and synthetic nutrients are added in its place. So you can see that right here when you look in the ingredients, you'll see bleached wheat flour, niacin, iron, thiamine, monotrypsate, riboflavin, folic acid. All of those are synthetic nutrients. So what happens is our bodies recognize it as a foreign object, and one of the side effects is, you know, we turn it to fat. So what happened was when I switched out the flour for the unnatural flour for a natural flour, so here go an example of one right here. You got unbleached, all-purpose, organic flour. And what happens, all you want to see is the grain that's used to make it in the ingredient.
I'm going to test this out right quick on you. Now keep in mind that I'm an artist and I'm sensitive about my shit. I'm going to test.
He thought he was loving me good. I told him go harder. She thought she was killing this shit. I told her go harder. Just look at this alkaline wrist, cause I got that water. Ass getting thicker. Cash getting thicker.
Bad bitch when I'm up in the function. Johnny Dang on a chip when I'm looking like a hottie little baby woman.
Hey, Adolfo, what happens if I pay a collection? So whenever you pay off a collection, they update the balance to 0, but they still leave the negative mark on your credit report, which still hurts your credit scores. Unless you get a pay for delete letter, which is documentation they send you before you pay it off, saying that they'll remove it from your report after it's paid off.
Your car is spying on you. Much like an airplane, almost all vehicles in the United States are equipped with a black box. In the event of an impact, critical information is stored in this black box. The data can help attorneys like me determine the severity of the accident and who caused it.
Somehow my keys were locked inside, the kids shut the door. I always have a spare key behind my license plate. So I just hang it right there And if I'm ever locked out of my car, all I have to find is a Phillips head screwdriver.
It's a violation for companies and credit bureaus to report anything on your credit report without your consent. If you never provided any written consent to the credit bureaus to report anything on your credit report, to continue reporting this is identity theft. Use this code when you're doing your disputes, and you'll have it removed immediately. This is how you write off 100% of your mileage on your taxes. This being the wrong way to do it. According to the IRS, you cannot write off the first and last commute of the day. The right way to do it is to do a meeting before you start your day. Your first commute should be to the coffee shop where you have your meeting. You cannot write that off. Great. And everything else during the day you can. Finally, before you make it home, you take one last meeting at that coffee shop before you make it home, which you cannot write off. So this is the same day, the same mileage. In this scenario, you can only write off twice.
Так взяли вот хвостик и пополам. И крепко держим. Вот так. Теперь вот так. Хопа! Вот они все косточки. Ну что?
Cap or that it looked fake because they look like bandages. It's made like a fabric, so it does kind of look like bandages. But for fishing, PVA is basically what makes glue activate, so the water, it just dissolves and turns into a gel.
And I'm not talking about the fact that it's really flammable. Lots of fine powders will burn like this. The powder is made of spores of a club moss plant, and they're super hydrophobic. Check out what happens when you add the spores into some water. The spores coat my hand, and it comes out completely dry.
This is a Nipa palm fruit, and we're about to get one and then eat the jellies from inside of it. Yeah. I think they're more. It must be 30 kilos each. Nipa palm fruit.
He has to use to do this.
Oh, I got splattered. Some juice.
Luge. You gotta pay extra for that.
Couple million?
Thumbnail under it in one.
Ah.
There you go. Yep, perfect. Yep.
There it is.
He just did it faster, but just like that. Yeah.
Oh.
It's a different treat. That's exactly what I'm asking.
Yeah, it's like a cross between coconut and lychee.
This right here is yellow dragon fruit. It is sweeter than all the other dragon fruits. And it's my favorite fruit right now. Next to jackfruit, you can get jackfruit and yellow dragon fruit from me on OfferUp. It's hard to find. You can find it in the Bronx.